Common problems when fitting power steering conversions. Note the position that the brackets are attached to the front cross member. The same brackets are used left-hand drive and right-hand drive, and the hole at the top on the right-hand drive is not used, and vice versa on a left-hand drive. The rack is bolted on using the new bushes and bolts that are provided, and the pipework, the large pipe of the two, is the low pressure pipe. The small diameter pipe is the high pressure pipe. You can't put the pipe in the wrong hole because they will not be accepted. The small pipe, the high pressure pipe, has a compression joint to attach it to the rubber hose, which is a high pressure hose that is attached to the pump. The low pressure pipe is attached to a straightforward hose which is sealed using a Jubilee clip. Stop there. The pump is attached to the left-hand inner wing, making sure that it's mounted on the rubbers only and not touching the bodywork of the car to prevent noise being transmitted into the cab of the car. The pipe that has a rubber O-ring goes directly into the pump and is then attached onto the high pressure pipe on the rack. The low pressure pipe is attached to the stub that's moulded onto the reservoir and is then attached to the pipe with the Jubilee fitting, the large diameter low pressure hose. Wiring is contained on the original wiring board and uses the fuse that is provided. The chassis leg has been ground away and then re-welded, leaving enough room for the universal joint to rotate without catching on the lip. The lower column, in this case an early column using a universal joint, has been shortened using the tube that's provided in the kit.
Okay, wiring for the hydraulic pump. You'll see it comes in its own harness. An option you can do is to remove all this plastic and shorten the leads to suit your car. Well, basically I'm going to show you the pump and the wiring connections. We've got the thick brown, which is already tagged, that goes to the ground on the body. You need a good ground. Secondly, the thick red, that will go to the fuse supply. That's the power supply to run the pump itself. Then we have two small ones. I'll just bring out the tags, already tagged. It's the black, that will go to the fuse box, connecting to the green wires. And the other one, the last one, the slate, this will go to the alternator and connect to the small terminal there. Now I'm going to show you on the car itself. On the car itself, which is supplied, and the fuse box which is supplied. This is how we bolted the car. Here this would have been the old regulator which you've previously removed. There's your fuse box, and there's the massive green wires to which you will connect the small black wire from your pump. This will be the large red wire from your pump, which is the main supply. From the other side of the fuse box goes into the terminal block. I'll show you this. Right, just pause that. Okay, this is part of the installation kit you'll get. You'll see there's a small fuse holder. In there we have an 80 amp fuse, which is that one there. That'll be the main fuse supply for the pump itself from the battery or the alternator feed. Here is a small terminal block which we'll explain on the car. Then we've got a couple of short leads and main battery leads. Right. Okay, here we go with installation on the car of the components I've just shown you. There's a small fuse holder and there's the terminal block. This is where the regulator would have been. You should have already removed the regulator and joined the wires together, which I'll show you later. Here's your short red. That will go from the fuse holder into the terminal block. The other side of the fuse holder, which on this car is this cable here, that goes to the pump. That's the thick red wire. Here's the fuse, the small fuse holder, which is already part of the car, and there's the green massive wires to which a small black wire will go. Okay, here are the other cables supplied in the kit. These will come off the terminal block. This will go down to your alternator, to the main battery terminal of the alternator, and the other cable, which is this one here, this will go again from the same terminal block around to your starter solenoid, to your battery terminal. Right, here's the Lucas 340 regulator, and what you'll do on this, after you've removed it, is to remove the wires, the D and the B. Those two wires you will join together. Then you've got the terminal F, which is your field, and the terminal WL, which is the warning light. You also remove them two and join those two together, but remembering that you've also got to incorporate the slate coloured wire, so that will eventually connect it down to the terminal down there. You can do that by simply joining the three wires together.